Thank you. We also have information that this individual was part of a very ultra-conservative Christian movement, that when we actually did some cursory reviews, they are anti-biracial families and anti-Semitic, anti-gay, and so that's part of the preliminary information that we have. Can't recall off the top of my head the name of the group, but we will get it to you all before we leave. The other information that we had, in addition to the anti-immigration stance that he had and mindset, it was also he had a problem with African Americans as well, and that comes from interviews of people that knew him very well. And so hate was in his heart. Now, this last thing I want to just say to this community and to, again, our nation is, again, here's an individual that preliminarily it looks like that mental health was part of his problem. Hatred was part of his problem. Hate in his heart was part of his problem. And still we have a country where it's way too easy, and this is coming from the Austin Police Department, the Austin Police Chief, not my federal partners. It's way too easy for people to use straw purchasers and get these kind of guns in their hands. It's way too easy for people for a profit to sell these kind of weapons to people that are A, prohibited purchasers, because this man is prohibited from possessing these firearms, and B, based on his mindset, based on probably a history of some mental illness there that we still haven't completely tied it down. We don't have the mechanism in place. And the Major Chiefs Police organization in this country has been calling for legislation to ensure that we protect the Second Amendment by keeping firearms in the hands of where they belong. Law-abiding Americans of sound mind, and not in the hands of people that want to do us harm. And so once again, we still hope that at some point we'll have universal background checks in this country, and we'll take steps to limit the ability of straw purchasers and other people that are in it for the buck instead of the safety of our fellow Americans to be able to put these guns in the hands of these kind of people. Lastly, again, I want to reiterate that this individual not only shot at an occupied building, police building, he actually shot at our mounted officers in the vicinity towards the direction of the mounted officers as they were dismounting and preparing to engage the suspect. If you look at that video, those videos online, what you're going to see is a bunch of men and women that when gunshots rang out in the city of Austin, you didn't see some of our critics out there that just love the coward cops and everything else. I didn't see them out there videoing. What I saw was men and women driving lights and sirens with a sense of urgency, riding their horses with a sense of urgency, running towards the gunfire. And so I think this is an opportunity for us to just take a moment, take a step back, and remember that as imperfect as American policing is, we are still second to none. And the vast majority of our people are phenomenal human beings that put their lives on the line every day, not just here in Austin, but across the United States. And so with that, I want to say again to the Council General, to the Mayor, to our federal partners, to the District Attorney's Office, to my executive team, thanks for being here, and I will open it up to any questions.
Chief, the Mayor mentioned just a few moments ago that you now have a counter-terrorism group that's in place. What role did they play in this, and do you think that this new unit could have prevented this?
Well, the Mayor was talking about our counter-assault strike team, our CAS team. We know that in American law enforcement that, you know, this guy's an extremist. He's a homegrown American extremist. Terrorists come in all kinds of colors and all kinds of ethnicities, all kinds of religions, and this man, by no means can you call him anything but an extremist. And if you look at what he did, he terrorized the city. He's just an American terrorist trying to terrorize our people. And so we understand that when you look outward at the threat environment in this country, in the world, in the free world, we have to be prepared to respond to a multiple location, multiple suspect event. We know that our SWAT team will become overwhelmed very quickly. So about 3 years ago, we put together what's called our CAS team, which is our counter-assault strike team. Our CAS team is a group of quite a few officers that volunteer. They are trained to handle these type of events. They are equipped with long rifles. They're equipped with what they need, including tactical vests, to be able to engage heavily armed suspects nationwide. In this event, some of our CAST team members were on duty and they were responding to the location, but before they were able to engage the suspect, thankfully for the one shot that we were able to take, they didn't have to they didn't have the opportunity to take the suspect on. But we do have that capability. It is a multiple location, multiple suspect capability, and we've had it now for about 3 years, and they're called CAST.
Quick follow-up to that question.
Yeah.
APD is part of the Fusion Center at DPS. Did they miss this guy?
No, this guy, hey folks, let me tell you what keeps me up at night. It's these guys. It's these homegrown extremists that are lone wolves, that are mad at the world, that are angry, and that's why it's important for us as Americans to know our neighbor, know our families. Tell somebody. If you know somebody that's acting with a lot of hatred towards any particular group, especially if you know that somebody that's a gun enthusiast or is armed with these type of firearms and they're showing any type of propensity for hatred, doesn't mean that we're going to go ahead and take them to jail, but we might want to vet these people. He may well be alive today had we had the opportunity to do that. At the end of the day, 300 million plus Americans are really eyes and ears of law enforcement.